contra. I'm just going to go over a strat this time. I think I'm still going to go over a position on CT side. Still let you guys vote on that, so I just felt like doing this also. So on this strat, basically every strat that we have, we try to keep them like as basic as possible and as simple as possible. And the reason for that is like you'll be more focused on actually like still killing and worry about your aiming and actually like analyzing your enemy rather than you focusing solely on your strat and then not even really like paying attention to what's happening on the map. So keeping your strats basic can definitely help in that you can just do your strats second nature and still frag out. Alright, so for this strat we're going to have 3 going upper A and 2 going lower. It's a relatively fast strat because you don't want these guys flanking you too fast, so you don't want to stay over here for a whole minute and then execute unless you have a guy holding the flanks at spawn or something. Then you can modify it. All these strats are easily modified. We never like even run it the same way. Depends like what weapons we have. For example, if I have an op, we're not going to smoke that entrance here. But if we have an AK, we might smoke the entrance. It also depends on other stuff. Alright, so we'll go into taking lower first. We have 2 guys going in the lower. I mean, it can be an op or an AK. It doesn't really matter. It just depends if you want to run 2 ops or 1 op, stuff like that. Either way, a good way of making sure that they're not pushed up on lower, if you've noticed they pushed up on lower, a good flash is just to flash off these boxes as soon as you get in here. So it'll pop right there. So that it pops in that guy's face right here. So if he's coming this way, it's still going to rape this guy and he's going to have to back up. Or he's going to be blind. So you can pretty much run with that flash. We just come in here, throw it off that, wait a split second, and clear. Take control of lower. If I have an op, I usually get up on this box, clear sight like this. I'll clear the little crack right there, and then we're good. We're basically ready to roll at lower. The upper guys' jobs, a way I like to take upper, if I'm opping it, instead of doing like the normal peek like this or like the jump peek like this, I like to go up here behind this pole, jump up, and then go to the left and clear, and then clear on top of this little thing here. So if anything, if he happens to react faster than me, if anything he's gonna like leg me or something and I'm gonna still shoot him. So that's the way I like to peek upper. So the other 2 guys can go lower really. Oh no, actually it doesn't really matter where they go. So what we do for smokes here is we send 1 smoke here, and we don't always necessarily have to throw this smoke. It depends on if you have an op up here or not. I mean, if you have an op, this guy can just sit here and cover the upper the whole time. The best way to do that is not to get on this stuff here, because then you don't, it like makes you not see as good, like you can't see as high. So you want to make sure you just get up on this box here and hold it. You can just hold that. If not, if you want to smoke it out, a really good smoke is just to come against this wall, put your crosshair where the ceiling meets the wall, and then just let it go. It just goes out right there nice and safely. A nade here, if you want to check if they're up close on you, you can just throw it right off this little thing. Boom. You can even throw that as a flash, or you can just throw a pop flash from like, you know, back here and then hit it out. The smoke we do, we're gonna cut this place off, the lower connector thing, is we just get against this wall and we aim at this little colored strip here, and you just run at it, and it goes right in. So that's really all the nades. You can also just throw a simple flash off here too before you execute. So those are the smokes that we would use for upper. Smoke that off and smoke that off. Make sure we clear this out with a flash or a nade. The nades for lower, like I said, if you want to just play it safe, you can smoke down here so that you don't get opt from that, but your team should be smoking this beforehand, but just extra precaution, because you don't want to go around this through this arc yet if your team hasn't smoked that. But the only the jobs here at lower then are really just the sewers and the sands. So a really good flash here for the sewers is just to bounce it off this box here. Just throw it right off this and you'll see it lands perfectly in there. You can run with it. If you just want to, I'll show you. That's a real flash. Doesn't blind you at all. But that's a really good flash you can throw. The other guy's jobs at lower is to flash sands like this. And that'll get an opera out here trying to pick that. So the coordination here comes into, that's what we got, is this smokes first. Once that is smoked, I didn't run it fast enough, but you get that. That's smoked. Once that's smoked, the upper guys do not go out yet. They wait for this flash. Once that flash goes, then boom, then these guys can come out. So I mean, it is, like, I guess, complicated for maybe a new team, but you really just gotta worry about throwing one smoke for that and really one flash. The other stuff is up to you guys. If you like to smoke that, if not, you can just have your opera post up on it. You know, flashing here, it's just all about what you want to do. So nothing's too set in stone, just the smoke there and the flash over sands. Because this opera, you really gotta eliminate him from doing any kind of damage. So I'll kind of go over spots after plant. One big mistake that people do when they're on T side and they want to get into the CT upper here is they always just go in this corner. Maybe they got blind or something. They always end up in this corner, and then they go in upper like this. You know, they go in upper through on the very right side up there. And usually in upper, that's like the main spot he's watching. That's the spot I watch every single time. I just sit here and wait for a guy to jump up, and while he's in midair, I get a free shot. So if you're trying to get to upper, make sure you jump up on this thing, because this thing's a pain, like you can't go up on it. Make sure you jump up on this side, this half. Any side over here, you have risk of getting op more. So if you're over here, you know, go up, and if you really want to get over here, just jump across from there. So that's your safe way of going across the upper. So the lower guys, their job, you know, is flash sewers, flash sands, and they can kind of take sewers together, maybe split it. One guy go down there, one guy go down here. And also it's just to check site. That's their jobs. They don't want to push out sands too much. Like usually if you do flash the opera back or someone, he's just going to go and reset back up and wait for a push. If you do want to take control of sands, which sands can definitely be useful, coordinate something with your team, flash sands again and then peek. Or go together as a team so you can at least trade kill. But don't go sands by yourself and just rambo out. For opping, so the opper, if you had an opper, maybe post it up on the upper there. He can then either sit on this side, holding it, or he can get his way over to here and hold it. You know, that's really the two basic spots. Just make sure this guy's not too peeky. If he sees an op set up on him, like, he doesn't necessarily have to peek. The planner that fell into sight, the bomb goes up around this. The planner that falls into sight, he can actually stay sight box. It's a pretty decent spot. You can, you know, flash everything from here, help everyone out. It's a pretty good spot because you can help sewers. If you happen to have a guy watching the flank, but the two guys here that go lower, they basically just want to stay in the lower area, either watching sewers or flank. One could be in sewers, and one could be watching flank from here. So the other guy could maybe be watching it from here. So it's a pretty close trade kill. If your teammate dies, come down here, boom. The other guys, one can stay sight, you know, one can stay upper, opping or not opping, and the other guy is just kind of freelancing. And that's basically it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll do another video this week for Contra. Bye. Another video this week, Contra. Bye.